Hello, everyone. My name is Andres Diaz. Chris and I are back again for another spectacular DC Plus talk. Yes, finally we're back again to do DC Plus talk. Sorry for the long delays, but hey, we're busy. We have lives. Anyway, Chris, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you doing? It was a good movie today, seeing John Wick 4, and I'm really
Yeah,
excited to get in on our top female characters for DC in celebration of Women's History Month
yeah,
last month. It'll be fun, and looking forward to our viewers hearing what we have to say.
yeah. That's true. So, and I was about to ask you: is Chapter 4 your first viewing or your second? I'm kind of curious.
I'm sorry,
Uh,
say that again.
Is Chapter 4, John Wick, is your second time watching it or your first?
Chapter 4 today was my first time seeing the film.
Okay, okay,
'Cause I
okay.
wanted to wait to see it with you because we had already made plans to see it. So
Oh, okay, okay. All right. Because I didn't know if you maybe saw it with your dad or like cousins and all that. So I was kind of curious. Okay, okay,
no,
that's
no,
cool.
no. I mean, you and I made plans to see it, so I wanted to see it with see it with you first. As far as my dad and my cousins, I don't know,
Mm,
but
well, I mean,
yeah,
spread out the word to see it. Come on, it's the greatest movie ever for this year. So
yeah, they don't always have time, so they're not into movies the way I am. So
no, that's true. Yeah, yeah, that's true. But hey, one movie will like perk the interest, and then we'll go and see it, with our family one time. So, I mean, I did it with my mom. I mean, last year we saw, you know, uh, Downton Abbey 2, and then Top Gun Maverick. So, and Jurassic World Dominion. I think I saw with her. So, yeah, that was a lot. And
yeah,
then
I saw Top Gun Maverick with my dad
oh, cool, cool. Yeah. So yeah,
and
I'm
my mom.
curious. Oh, and your mom. Yeah. Oh, yes,
Mhm.
yes. I think I remember you mentioning last year. Yeah, I'm very curious what movie we'll watch together after John Wick Chapter 4. Yeah, could be like maybe Transformers,
Guardian.
maybe. Mm, Guardians.
Guardian.
Maybe. She's not a fan of the Guardians team, unfortunately. All right. So anyway, as Chris has kind of like actually foreshadow, uh, good job, my friend. He brought up our top 10 favorite female superheroes of DC. Because of Women History Month, which is already passed, but whatever. I just chose this topic because it's just a good start for Chris and I to start our ranking. For now on, of course the rankings will be like straight what's the word sporadic. So I think, but this would be a good start for Chris to get the hold of ranking characters or movies or whatnot in the nearest future. But yeah. So question, Chris, was this list hard for you to put?
Kinda, yeah, because I'm not too familiar with female DC characters as I am with like the men. So, because
Mm, yeah.
I really had to look up comics and for example with Naomi, I didn't even know that she was a DC character to begin with until I saw her series.
Mm, okay. Okay. Yeah. Same here. I mean, I know you're getting into DC like now, like recently, and since what 2 years right now, or I don't know how many
Yeah,
years.
I got um thing is, I didn't pay much attention to DC, but then I watched Batman versus Superman
Mm,
again,
okay.
and I enjoyed it like I did the first. I enjoyed it because I hadn't seen it in a while, so I really felt like I was seeing it in theaters for the first time, and I didn't think it was as bad as people said. I mean, I did find a few flaws with it.
Right.
And then when I saw the storyboards for Zack Snyder's plans with the Justice League sequels, you know, it was bittersweet, and that's when I started to get into DC more. It's like, wow, these storylines
Mm-hmm.
great, but the studio, I just think they got way in over their heads and didn't allow Snyder creative control. And I think uh, they really they really just messed up things for fans, and I feel like they didn't listen to our fans.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, that's another whole story there. Um, which we'll get into. I think when we get to Aquaman: The Last Kingdom, I think when the end of the year, 2023, we could do like a top ranking of the DCU films and discuss more of that like studio drama. But yeah. So speaking of that, I did promise you we'll discuss like some DC news recently. Particularly the Shazam 2 box office results. I don't know. You want to do that right now to like let's like
Let's do that right now, and I'll start us off. So,
sure.
Shazam 2 did not do well in the box office, unfortunately, and I did say that these upcoming films for DC now were going to have to do really well, but unfortunately, that hasn't been the case.
Hmm.
And again, I think it just goes back to the old management at the studio getting in way over their heads. And I mean, it got so bad that the studio apologized to David Sandberg for spoiling Wonder Woman's cameo.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, they already like. It's like I mean, Warner Brothers did this before. Well, Warner Brothers and some studios did do this trick before. Like I remember this. I don't know if you remember this, but like the two Terminator movies that we had before,
Hmm.
Salvation that started with Christian Bale and Sam Worthington from Avatar films.
Hmm.
And then Terminator Genesis, they revealed the big twist. And of course, in Salvation, they revealed that Marcus, the character that's played by Sam Worthington from the Avatar films, that he was a robot or a cyborg. And then in Terminator Genesis, 2015 film with Emilia Clarke and the Captain Boomerang actor there, um, they revealed that John Carter was a Terminator, and like they just, like it, it's been like that, like if they were like, I mean, it just shows how like desperate that the studio really wants this product to perform well, and so unfortunately, I think DC just kind of did that because I think everyone knew it was not going to perform well, like them, like the studio heads and the everyone behind this project. I don't think they really I think knew that this was not going to perform well, and so speaking of this, me and Chris were supposed to watch it, when we did our second time watching Scream 6, but unfortunately there was like technical difficulties. We had to change the course, so instead we just watched Scream 6 instead of Sham 2, which I guess I'm kind of happy because I
Yeah,
mean
I'm happy we did that too. I'm happy actually we watched Scream 6 for the second time.
yeah.
I think you would have liked some parts of Shazam, but I don't think you would have been too into it because it's part of like DCEU, so the story really
Mhm.
wasn't going to go anywhere, and the Flash is going to reset the entire universe anyway.
Right.
So I think you would have liked it, but not as much as you would, with these maybe like the Flash or Aquaman. But
Yeah. I mean, it's weird because I don't know you. Well, we discussed the first Shazam movie, and I really loved the first Shazam. I saw it in theaters. I saw it like early before it released in wide release. I went to those like fandom events, and I thought that the first movie was so great. Like it was a great small scale like comedy film with the premise of like a boy like big meets superhero, and I thought the first film really had that, like it had a heart and charm to it. And I heard that I was looking at the reviews and all that. It seemed like people like they sort of lost that in the sequel, and they just went with the bigger and like the bigger better like action scenes like sequel, like bigger scale. And I don't think it really worked for this sequel. Um, I don't know, I just felt like they shouldn't. I don't know, like, well, then there's the problem with the Black Adam situation. It seemed like they wanted to have Black Adam as the villain, but because of what happened with the Rock and him making it this Stone film, it
Hmm.
sort of caused problems. And apparently, when this is funny, and this is what I mean. Why we're discussing this? Oh, salute, buddy.
Thank you,
Um,
thank you.
yeah, no problem. Um, the, I never seen this, but you mentioned like drama. You got the cast and then slash the studio pointing at fingers at The Rock that he's the one to blame with Shazam 2's failure, which is
Yeah,
which is, I mean, it's half true, but it's not really true. I mean, like, come on, The Rock like admit to his failure of what made the Black Adam movie fail. Like he has to move on, but the fact that they're dragging him back to this awful conversation and this
yeah.
whole it's really bad, and I'm just surprised. I don't know, you seen the Zachary Leeway, like we he did, and then he did a live stream of him just like explain what happened with the post credit scene, that it was supposed to be with Hawkman and Cyclone, but they had to replace it because of The Rock not wanting them to be over that film. So like it's really ridiculous, and I mean I can't believe it. It's just the same problem that happened with Justice League, the 2017 film.
I mean, well,
So
yeah. I mean, Zachary Levy, he ever posted this article from the rap,
yep.
highlighting from the rap, highlighting everything you're saying. So seemed like Zachary Levy was confirming. He's like, yeah, The Rock apparently didn't want, to appear in Shazam 2, or that didn't want Hawkman and Cyclone to appear as a cameo in Shazam 2 to recruit
hmm
Shazam, and
yeah.
because he
I
wanted to make it more about Black Adam versus Superman.
Yeah, which is not true, because I mean I say the like that's not what Black Adam is known for. Like he's the enemy of Shazam, and like that's the two thing that the fans want. They want to see Black Adam versus Shazam, and then that was the really the fault of The Rock. Like he kind of was way overthinking about the whole
Hmm.
thing. But then the problem was that he had his ego. Like he really wanted like Black Adam and him himself to be the center of the DC universe. Sort of like Vin Diesel with Fast and the Furious. Like he's the star, of this whole like share or like big mega franchise. And
Yeah,
that
right,
was the
right, right.
you know, and that's the mistake that The Rock did. And guess what? It didn't perform well. You know,
Hmm.
I mean, there's other things why it didn't perform well, but I mean, in general, like the mindset of making a movie like that just that's not the way you should do it. You first make your product, then you think about the expansion layer. And
Hmm.
I mean, look at John Wick. Like speaking of John Wick, we'll wrap things up with Shazam 2 and the box office thing, but like if you look at John Wick Chapter 4, this franchise started in a very modest way. Like the first film was a small, like it was a modest hit, but like critically and the word of mouth was so strong, and we got sequels, and each sequel built upon the mythos and the background of this world that John Wick lives in such a satisfying way, and like not overly done it like some films do it, like the DCU has done.
Hmm.
Like Chapter 2 is what Batman v Superman should be. You know, you expand the universe and you get the audience to be intrigued. But the fault of Batman v Superman was they crammed too much, and like it was just way too much. And even the cut stuff that they cut for the Ultimate Edition that we have to see hurt it even more. And so like this is where we at, where you get chapter 2, 3, 4 is like they expanded, but continue where we're taking John to his, logical conclusion someday, and which it happened in chapter 4. Spoils, he died in chapter 4. But anyway, if you haven't seen the movie yet, but the spoils. Spoilers alert. So yeah. So yeah. I mean I I will disagree. I don't think the announcement, the DC announcement, hurt it. It was always up to the film being good to perform. Like, look, Great 3 and Scream 6 didn't have its main stars. Like when I mean main stars, like the stars that started in the franchise, the Rocky. So, Stallone wasn't in Creed 3 because of reasons. And then Scream says we didn't have Cindy Prescott. Nev Campbell didn't return because of something something, which we're not going to get into because we discussed that in our Scream 6 podcast. If you want to hear that more in detail, we discussed that there. And guess what? Those movies, I say, performed well without that. So I don't think it was the DC announcement of reboots. I think the movie didn't do well because it was not good as the first one. Two, it was way too late to have a sequel.
Mhm.
I need this movie should have come out either 2020, I mean 2021 at the latest, or last year really. Um, and
Well, I mean,
then
it was actually supposed to come out during the holidays last year,
yeah,
but then
yeah,
Aquaman and the Last Kingdom, it needed more time for production, so it got pushed back to, this coming Christmas. It got pushed back to this coming Christmas, and before that,
yeah,
Shazam got pushed back to March, and Shazam was doing reshoots, so they needed more time for the reshoots, so they had to push it back.
yeah. That's true. Oh yes, now I remember. Yes, I thought yeah, the Shazam 2 did have reshoots. Yeah. But here's the thing. Another critical thing was the studio. I don't think Warner Brothers, just like the first one, Warner Brothers didn't handle it like like not like how to say it, not the brand, but like in general the movie. They didn't market like the marketing for Shazam 2 wasn't really great at all.
No, it was bad. Yeah, it was very poor. I agree.
Yeah, and because I noticed something, I was looking at one YouTuber and the comments mentioned they didn't even know this movie was coming out. So yeah, so already the marketing just didn't work, and I didn't feel like that. It didn't like I don't get it. Like it's just like it's not that hard to like like I don't want to talk too much about Ant-Man 3, but like people knew Ant-Man 3 was coming out, and like I mean, of course, Disney is much bigger than Warner Brothers, but like Disney make sure that okay, here's a superhero movie. Here, like it was the beginning of Phase 5. Like there was like check marks to make your film be a big event, and like no matter the results that Ant-Man 3 got, like the movie like gave way more money than this movie is doing right now. I mean, despite what's going on with Ant-Man 3 and Marvel. Um, and then another thing, I think another problem was the placement of the movie.
Hmm.
Like, okay, I understand you push it out of the way of Avatar 2. Okay, that makes sense. That's a good move. But why did Warner Brothers put it in March in a crowded season? Like, it's in between Scream 6 and then John Wick Chapter 4 was coming out. Like, should have just pushed it in either April or really in January, at least. I I don't get it. I like they like I don't know like if you know your product was not going to perform well, why put it in a crowded season of movies are coming out this March? Like, and even like Dungeons and Dragons was coming out last Friday. Um, so like again, Warner Bros. Just did a mistake here, of just handling this movie.
Yeah, it should have been out like during like the heat of the summer. I think the
Mm,
marketing would have been a lot better then, and I think the film probably would have done better then.
yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, so I mean, the reason we started that because people have been kind of throwing out the like superhero fatigue thing, and like cause like M3 and Shazam 2 is not performing well. It's not because of that. I mean, like it's just the reason that these two products are not good, and that they didn't meet the expectations of the audience. So, but yeah, I don't know. So it's just gonna be
But yeah,
difficult.
but the marketing was real. But yeah, the marketing was just really, really bad. And
Yeah, yeah,
I didn't forget that the film was coming. Last month, but it really
yeah,
wasn't. I wasn't seeing it all over social media, and but
yeah,
because I
yeah.
remember with Avengers Endgame, you saw the material, promotional material all over
Oh
social media.
yeah,
I remember that.
yeah. And I mean, last year the Batman, like
Hmm.
last year,
Same thing with the
like
Batman.
yeah, like you know the Batman was coming out. I mean, like every time I was watching TV, I saw a little Caesar pizza promoting the Batman pizza thing they were doing. And like it was funny when I saw it twice. I mean with you, and then I saw it with another friend. Like the Little Caesars, like you actually see in one of the big billboards in the Gotham Central of the city. Before we see Robert Pattinson's Batman walking in the crowds. So yeah, yeah. Um, I mean I don't know what to say about Shazam 2. I feel really bad. I really like the first film, and I really wish we could get a third one, but I don't think it's gonna happen, really. And it doesn't help much because we don't even know what plans are for this character moving forward after the Flash, retcons and reboots and all that movie's gonna do. So, we have to wait and see. So, yeah. All right. I think this would be a good time to move away from the news. There's not much. Oh, uh, just a quick plug. The Blue Beetle trailer is coming out tomorrow. I actually checked the news, so
Yeah, I
just
saw that. I saw that too. That's awesome.
yeah. So I'm very excited for that. So whenever we do like another DC Plus talk, we'll probably discuss that next time. With a movie discussion or whatever. Anyway, okay, let's get into our top 10 DC female superheroes. I'm so sorry. List for us. Chris, you go first. What's your number 10? Favorite superheroine?
Vixen.
Ooh, I have Vixen on my list.
Where's your ranking with Vixen?
Oh, it's at number 8 for me.
Number 8. Oh, okay, okay. My
Yeah.
ninth is Enchantress. My
Okay.
eighth is Poison Ivy.
Okay.
Seven is hmm, seven is Catwoman.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Six is Batgirl.
Okay, I have Batgirl at 5th.
Okay. Five, Naomi.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Four, Harley Quinn.
Okay. Awesome.
Three, Batwoman.
Oh, cool. Well, I have Batgirl. I was like, I was almost thinking to put Batwoman in my list.
Okay. Two. Two will be. All right. I'll put Cyclone there, and one is Wonder Woman.
Cool. Um, Cyclone. Oh, that's awesome. That's very funny. That's cool. Yeah, and Wonder Woman makes sense. I have Wonder Woman in my list. She's at number 2.
She's number two. Okay.
Yep, yep.
All right.
So
What's
okay,
three
very
then?
nice list. Yeah. I mean, I don't want people to like, come after you or anything like that. Let's face it, folks. I mean, DC has made like Poison Ivy. You put Catwoman, right? Uh,
Yeah. Batwoman was three, and I have Cyclone at two,
yeah.
and
Harley Quinn
Wonder
is
Woman's
4.
one.
Okay. Wait,
And Harley Quinn, yeah, Harley in my ranking, Harley Quinn is four.
4. Okay. So let me bring up the villains you just brought up. Harley Quinn, Catwoman, Poison Ivy. Um, just a quick plug. I mean, as Chris has brought up before. He just got into DC. Um, I mean, these two characters are anti-heroes, really. So I can forgive that. Also, I mean, Harley and I mean, especially Catwoman. Like Catwoman has been more of like an ally since with the Bat family. Ever since we just gradually changed her into like a super heroine. So and Poison Ivy's been kind of handing into like the anti-hero recently. I don't know, being you've been paying to the comic news, but like they've been like you know like increasing her power set, and then like making her more of like a hero, so far, stuff like that. So, but yeah, I like your list. I'm very happy to see Vixen in your list. She's a really cool character. So, but yeah, so okay, let me get into my top 10. So, number 10, I have Raven. Number 9, Black Canary. 8 is Vixen. So, you and I have the same. 7, I have Miss Martian. 6, Bumblebee. And then this is where I have Batgirl in my list. 5, and then 4, Hawkgirl, and then 3, Santana, and then 2. This is where I have Wonder Woman, and then number 1, Supergirl.
Number one is Supergirl.
Yes, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and number two again. Just tell me number two again.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder
So
Woman. Okay.
yeah, and
It's
then
Supergirl. That's a good pick actually.
yeah. Well, I like her. So as you said before, like I base these character lists if I really like them the most, if I see them outside of the comics, So like Raven, I really like the character of Raven because of the Teen Titans cartoon that I saw
Hmm.
when I was a kid. Same thing with Black Canary. Like, of course, she's in the Arrowverse. I saw a little bit of her there, and then
Yep.
Smallville. Smallville, she was there, and then of course she's great in Justice League Unlimited. She was awesome there. Yeah, Vixen as well. Like she's in the Arrowverse as well. You've seen her there in Arrow and then Legends of Tomorrow, or the Justice League Unlimited, where she's there as well. But she becomes the new love interest for John Stewart. And Miss Martian, she's clearly from the Young Justice TV show I saw, so I really like her character there. And Supergirl, she's in the show, Supergirl. And then same thing with Six with Bumblebee. I got her for I say the same thing for Teen Titans, the cartoon show. Like that's where I got introduced. And then from 5 to 1 is where I actually collect some comics like Batgirl, Wonder Woman, Supergirl are the three characters I actually collect comics for now.
Hmm.
And then I see them outside of me, and that I, actually watched when I was a kid, and I like actually watch it, So yeah, that's how I did it. And same thing with Santana. Like I saw her in Smallville, and she was in the Batman animated series. Her
Hmm.
first episode is like my top 10 favorite in my ranking of Batman animated series episodes. So yeah, so that's how I usually do it. But yeah, yeah. I I was yeah, I was going to say like I forgot to set up this like we were going to go through our lists one by one. Like we go first our 10, and then we move forward, we move up to 9. But anyway, so let's get in. So your 10 was is Vixen, right? So, what do you like about the character? What was your first like introduction to the character? And then go from
Well,
there.
it was Injustice 2, and I played as her a lot in the game with just one-on-one battles, so I came to grow a liking towards her, and
Hmm.
the heroes I know of, they just came to the top of my head, and the reason why I chose Wonder Woman at one is because I knew who she was. I was very familiar with her,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I put her at number one for that reason alone. I
Hmm.
honestly didn't think of Supergirl because I'm not too familiar with her story. I was a little bit when I watched her series on the CW,
Yeah.
but that's about it. I put Harley Quinn at number four at top there because I really liked her character arc in Birds of Prey, and I think she's
Okay.
more than capable of being a hero. And I think she's broken free from the
Joker.
Joker from the Joker.
Hmm.
Um, and the other heroes that I put from like eight, seven, six, and five.
Yeah, they're
You know,
they're fun.
I did, like I said, like I said, I had to really go into their stories a little bit, so
Yeah, yeah,
I wasn't gonna put them at the top when I wasn't too familiar, when I'm not too familiar with them anyway.
yeah, yeah. I agree. No, 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 no. I actually like your list. I'm like happy you proposed Ivy because she's my favorite character. She's my favorite Batman villain. So I'm happy about that. And who else? Catwoman. I almost like speaking of honor mentions. Like we should do like an honors mentions. Catwoman. I did consider to put her in my list. Like she was this close. And I was like I have Batgirl, so I didn't want too much like Batman related characters, like Batwoman or Cassie Kane. The character you saw from Birds of Prey. She's a Batman character as well, or Stephanie Brown, the other Batgirl slash persona called Spoil. Um, yeah, so I was very careful about that. I just think
Mhm.
Batgirl is like top tier for me. So uh, yeah. Hey, question. Wait a minute. Vixen's in Justice 2? In Justice 2? I like I
Yeah, you have to unlock her. You have to unlock her though.
Oh yeah, okay. She's one of those DLA's characters. I think I
Yeah, I think she's from Cheetah from Cheetah.
yeah, Wonder Woman's arch enemy. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to unlock her with the story mode, and I think you have to
Oh.
go to like customize characters, and
Mm-hmm.
then purchase her through Cheetah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I think I need to do that because there's certain characters I need to get. So okay, all right. Because I was like, because I think she's in the first game, and I think you can play her there. I think I don't know because you and I were playing Injustice 1. I think when
Yes.
I
Yeah,
I
we were
think
playing. Yeah, we were playing Injustice 1. When that day happened. But yeah.
yeah. I was like I think I saw Kitty Finks there maybe I don't know. Yeah.
No, no,
Okay.
I don't think Vixen's in that game.
Okay, cool. Okay, so there was another character there. Maybe I'm thinking. But Santana's in that game as well, and yeah, so I liked her there. So because I wish we could get Santana in the next game, but in Justice 2, but whatever. So but yeah, okay. So okay, who else did you brought up? Okay,
Batwoman and
Batwoman. Okay, Batwoman, and then who else?
Catwoman and
Catwoman. Okay, yeah. Oh wait,
I
so
said
let's.
Batgirl too. I also said
Yeah,
Naomi.
yeah, Naomi. Okay, let's. Okay, so Naomi, we'll discuss that. So yeah, you brought up before, like you didn't like. I don't think people really know. Like she's a very like new character in DC universe.
Yeah,
Um,
I thought her story arc was interesting.
yeah,
Um, and I liked like her background, and it's sad that we won't see her on screen, since her series didn't it just didn't garner enough views, unfortunately. But her
no.
story is interesting.
Um, I mean, well, that or it was like maybe like it was coming down to the point where the CW was going to be sell. So
Right. But
I,
yeah,
I
but if we looked at the ratings for the series, it wasn't good.
yeah, I know. I heard that that was the main reason it got canceled. Um, here, let me look at the list of programs here.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, because I'm just looking at me for a minute because I just want to get into her character. Yeah, okay. So yeah, because this was created by Brian Michael Bendis. That's where I remember. Uh, and uh, cool thing. Right now her known superhero name is Powerhouse, so that's
Hmm.
cool. Her last name, I don't know if you know this. I actually like this name is McDuffie. So I don't know if you know.
Naomi McDuffie, yeah.
yeah, so McDuffie is an awesome tribute they did. This is for the like great comic book creator named Dwayne McDuffie, who was part of the Wildstorm line that the DC bought over, which is the home of Static Shock. He created Static Shock as the character. Sadly, he passed away back in 2010. So, 2011. I'm sorry, 2011.
Wait,
So
who?
he, Dwayne McDuffie. He passed away February of 2011. There were some heart complications he was having. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, so that's a tribute to that person. He's a great one. He's not only he created Static Shock, he was part of the writing room of some of the animation shows, like the Static Shock animation shows. He was in the Justice League Unlimited. He was the main person that did the canvas story arc in season 2 of the Justice League Unlimited, which is awesome. Check it out. He
hmm,
was also part of Ben 10. Uh, I don't know if you remember that show from Cartoon
yeah, I
Network.
remember that. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. Let me kind of list down. Yeah, like he was part of like all the Ben 10 shows. Like he was in Teen Titans,
Hmm.
the cartoon show, and the films, the directed videos. He was involved in Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths, All Star Superman, and Justice League Doom. So yeah, so that was really great. I didn't know that. That's actually kind of sweet, and I really like that. I love McGuffrey. He's a great writer. But yeah, and she was created in 2019, and
2019. Okay, that's not too long ago.
yeah, so and the show was in 2022. But again, well, I, I mean, it's kind of weird because I don't think many people knew about this character yet. Like she didn't yet taken off, so I did question why that they greenlight this thing. I mean, it was a very relative unknown thing, despite they had the Brian Michael Bendis, who's the most famous comic book writer ever. Like he did Ultimate Spider-Man. Like he created Miles towards
Hmm.
the end of the Ultimate Spider-Man run, and then he created Ironheart, of course. When he did the Iron Man run, he did Ironheart. He created her, Ruby Williams, and then of course he did the New Avengers back in 2005, where he created the arcs of the Secret Invasion and Avengers Disassemble. And yeah, he also did the Daredevil run back in the mid 2000s, which is iconic. Which the Netflix show is based on those kind of runs from Bendis. So yeah, and it was I think also people were kind of confused if it was in the Arrowverse. That's the thing.
Hmm.
I mean, like it's like when you're gonna be your own like set of thing, you have to be more clear. Like
Right, right.
Super and Lois like confirmed towards the end of season 2 that they were separate from the Arrowverse. So like they were like mainly their own Earth. So
Yeah,
so
yeah. But and just I just like these character story arcs, and I just like just the dark and gritty realism that DC puts into their characters and their storylines. And I mean, Marvel has its dark moments too. Don't get me wrong, but I just feel like
hmm
today Marvel, films in particular rely a little too much on the comedy, and I just think they need to
yeah,
tone it down just a little. And but DC has its comedy now and then, but they keep it at a minimum. That's what I
yeah,
like.
yeah. That's true. I mean, that's what I liked about the Batman. I mean,
Hmm.
like I mean, that's what I like about Shazam. Like, it was funny, but also it actually went in deeper themes, like Mother abandoning the son and all that. Like, I wasn't expecting that. Or
Hmm.
Wonder Woman. The first Wonder Woman did a really good job of handling not only the women rights dilemma, but also like the World War. Like,
Yeah, but like I just feel like the second one had nothing to do with the first one.
yeah, which we're not talking about that movie. I'm just making examples of when DC does a good job of handling comedy and drama. So that's where I'm at. But yeah, I mean, Wonder Woman 84 is the worst example of that because 84 is just like what I think Thor: Love and Thunder is, but I mean, Thor: Love and Thunder is far worse than 84. I'll watch 84 over Love and Thunder any day. So, but anyway, okay. So, and then you brought up Batwoman. Um, that was kind of cool. I mean, she's a cool character.
Wait, did you
I,
say he?
uh, I mean, Batwoman.
No, like no. Did you say he's a good character? I
I
thought
mean,
you said he.
she. I mean, I say she. What? Oh my god. Oh god. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I was saying Batwoman, Kathy Kane, she, not he.
Batwoman.
Yeah,
Well,
Batwoman, not
sounds
Bat.
like you said Batwoman.
Oh my god, no! What are you doing to me? No, 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 no! I didn't say Batman. I say Batwoman. Oh my god, you're making me cough now, Chris. Oh my god. No, no, no. I say let's discuss Batwoman. She. That's what I say. She. I like the character. I mean, she has a cool costume. I like the red and black because it reminds me a little bit of Batman Beyond and his costume.
Hmm.
Uh, and I don't know if you've seen her show. I have a question. Like, you seen her show? Um,
Batwoman.
yeah, the Batman show, some the CW.
I did for a while, but then I stopped watching after I got hooked on the Flash.
Ooh, okay, yeah. Um, uh, yeah. The Flash. I mean, I will say the Batman show gets better.
Hmm.
By when they replace Kathy Kane, the new character that takes over the Batwoman, Ryan. Uh, oh, here we go. I will get it. What's her character name? Why? Ryan Wild is the character that takes over the new Batman role. I thought the actress that plays
Yeah.
her, I'm gonna pronounce her name wrong. Kakvi, Leslie. Um, she was great. Like she's actually really great, awesome Batwoman. I think she is the best thing about the later seasons and the show in general. Um, and yeah, I wish the show could kind of continue. I think they were I think by the third season they were actually getting like better with their stories and their characters more. But unfortunately, the sale and just in general the Arrowverse decline kind of was kicking in. Unfortunately, so you know. Because I'll probably watch Batwoman over the Gotham Knights show. Really.
Really? Oh, I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I think Gotham Knights is good. I don't think it's bad as critics are saying. Yeah,
no.
I find some gripes with it as well too, but I think it's a
Mhm.
pretty good show.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. It's just. I mean, as a Batman fan, it's like, just give me a Batman show. Don't just roll around. But unfortunately, Warner Brothers think Batman is their crown jewel, so they're not gonna do a Batman show. So, yeah. So, unfortunately, that's bad. Okay, and then the other character you mentioned was Catwoman. Yeah. So this one is like where you can easily put her in the villain role slash superhero list. I mean, this character has been just I mean, she's completely evolved, just like Harley Quinn. Because Harley is like a lot like the Deadpool for DC now. So you putting her in the list makes a lot of sense because she has become the DC Deadpool for DC.
Hmm.
Um, and then Catwoman, I think she has actually gradually became a good person and be a good ally for the Bat family. So that I was not really surprised. I think because Catwoman is really great. I think her character is awesome. I don't know what's your favorite version of Catwoman in terms of live action and animation. Like,
Zoe Kravitz.
oh my god. Okay. I know you're gonna. Well, yeah, I guess so. So, I have to say Michelle Pfeiffer is the best live action.
Uh-huh.
And then I mean,
Did you like Holly Berry as Catwoman?
oh my god, don't even mention the Catwoman movie. I will
What?
say, yeah. Oh my god, ugh, I can't believe I saw that movie so many times when I was a kid. Oh my god.
Oh, wait, how many times did you see it?
I mean, like couple times, like not like all the time. Like it was like a couple times. I was like, because I was bored. Like my family saw it. I was like, well, because like Halle Berry was is popular. So you watch it.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I will say like Halle Berry is not the thing that makes the movie worse. It's just the
Yeah,
execution.
this just the storyline was like, are you kidding me? This is terrible.
Yeah, garbage. Really. I mean, I watch Electra over this movie. Honestly, Catwoman. Um, so I don't know. We discussed that. I think I discussed with Will when we did
Right,
our
yeah, you did.
in our Daredevil podcast because it's like Elektra. That spinoff was way better than Catwoman, and like it was just very boring. Like it was a
But
very
actually, did you like Ben Affleck as a Daredevil?
yeah. I like Daredevil, Ben Affleck. I like it. You know,
Okay.
I mean, I didn't have a problem with his performance. It was just like minor things. Like Will mentioned how like it was weird that like they dye his hair red, you know. Um,
Hmm.
and then the glass. What else? Um, just in general, the tonal shifts between the movies, darkness and campiness was weird. So anyway, but yeah, but the Electro spinoff is like far better than the Catwoman movie, but it's not saying much really. So yeah, but I mean, you mentioned Zoe Kravitz. Like I do hope we get like a Catwoman centric thing. Like I hope we get like a mini series or like the Penguin show we're getting.
Yep.
Like
Is that
you,
is that still filming right now? I know
yeah,
it'll come out soon.
yeah. So it's currently doing filming now. We've been seeing really great images of Karen Farrell in the costume, which is great because it's like, oh my god, I just love him as Penguin. Apparently, I saw this in the Twitter. It seems like the filming is going to be until July this year.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's gonna be a couple months, which is good. So yeah, so they're taking their time, which is good. Like speaking, the guy from John Wick Chapter 4, that was the Harbinger. He's gonna be
Hmm.
in the John Wick in the Penguin show as Sal Mallory, Clancy
Really?
Brown. Yep, Clancy Brown.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. Who's also a DC uh, alama, DC alama, because he actually voiced Lex Luthor in the Superman animation series in the DC
Oh, wow.
AU.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm very happy he's coming back to do DC stuff. So, um, yeah, and same thing with John Glover from Shazam, who played the father for Doctor Barry Savanon.
Hmm.
He played Lana Luthor in Smallville, and he also voiced the Riddler in Batman, the animated series. So that's good. Okay.
Well,
So,
to just to make sure, like when it comes to, DC and Marvel, I'm more of a live action person. I'm not really into like animation. I'm a little bit into comics, but my main niche
mm,
is live action.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Same here. I mean, for Marvel, really, like the reason I got into Marvel was the MCU. So
Right,
I
right.
wasn't. Yeah. So I mean, the same percentage with you, but just in different ways. Like you started with
Hmm.
the game, and then here with me, I was more like I actually start with Phase One when that was kicking in. But I was like, yeah, I was into some of the Marvel stuff with the ammunition stuff. I mean, like, yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, okay. For what else we should mention? Harley Quinn. She has, you know, I mean, this is 31 years now. She gradually changed as well, just like Catwoman, from being a henchwoman to this now iconic, like stable DC characters. And just like the Joker, she's been adapted so many times in different ways and has affected each Mia. So like yeah, I'm of course my favorite version of Harley Quinn. I don't know what's your favorite, but like you know what is it? I mean Arlene Sarkin from Taz in the DCAU. Like she's still the best, and she always will be the Harley Quinn for me.
Mm.
And
I like the Harley Quinn from Injustice and Injustice 2. I
oh
thought her
yes,
voice was perfect.
yeah, that one is Tara Strong. She took over Aaron's role in Batman Arkham City.
Hmm.
So she's very good. I love Tara. She's the one that she's uh a multitask like a great voice actor. I mean, she voiced Bubbles in the Powerpuff Girls. I don't know, you know that. So yeah, she voiced Bubbles in Powerpuff Girls. Anyway, she also voiced Timmy Turner from the Fairy Odd
Hmm.
Parents. I don't know, you know that.
Oh yeah, I remember the Fairly Odd Parents. That used to be my show.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
I love the excuse that Tim always gets, like, internet. Oh my god! And then like his dad getting after this neighbor, Dingleberg. Oh my god! And the Christmas Chin. You remember the superhero the Tim like the Christmas Chin?
Oh
And
yeah, I remember that, man. Trust me, I do.
yeah, it's voiced by Jay Leno, and like his villains were like all like body parts. You know,
Hmm.
I love that. I didn't even notice that. Like, what is it? The the bronze knuckle, or what? The bronze kneecap. He was like, his knee was a gimmick.
Right.
uh, so funny. Oh my god. Anyway. So yeah, Harley Quinn. I don't know what's your favorite. Oh, you mentioned Tara Strong from the
Yeah.
Injustice games.
Uh-huh.
Um, any excitement for the Lady Gaga in Joker tour? Like so far, the behind scenes stuff we're seeing her is really great. I'm very excited to see
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, I think her makeup is better than Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, and
Mm, yeah,
it's interesting. It's going to be interesting seeing her as Harley. So I just hope that
yeah.
she's very comic accurate.
I mean, it's an Elseworld story. But I mean, at the same time, it's like I don't know what if you're gonna be like a psychology like as any.
I think so, and I heard that it may be told from her perspective, like when whoever's like
Mm,
will narrate the story when the film comes out.
okay, okay. We'll see. I mean, it's gonna fly by. I mean, we're gonna see the Joker 2 in
Yeah, time
2024.
it'll be here before we know it.
Yeah.
Like
Oh my god.
I mean we're already in the fourth month of the year.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
dude, I remember when we I remember I still remember the what we did on New Year's Day on like it was nothing and look at I was waiting for Shazam and look it just came and went. So like time is flying.
Yeah, that's very true. That is very true. Uh, well, you're lucky. You had a good start. I actually I will say, um, I am so happy that I have saw two films in a row to see twice with you. So I'm very happy
Yeah,
about
of
that.
course.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I'm gonna forget the sickness I got from March when my sore throat and my congested. Oh my god, I don't want to go that
How
again.
are you feeling? I'm sorry, man. Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I've been feeling better. I mean, I've been better for 2 weeks now. I mean, my mom was sick. She's getting better. She got better, like I think around like this Friday, last Friday.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's like the seasonal changes, like when the seasons kind of like changes, like your allergies or like I mean, for me and my mom, we got affected by our our family relatives from Canada. They came over. I don't know.
Yeah.
I told you this, and one of the kids actually like was starting to get symptoms. He was coughing a little
Hmm.
bit, and so I kind of got it from him. Anyway, blame my family to this. Anyway, to get sick.
Right, right.
But no, no. But thank goodness those two kids are doing fine. They got sick around I was getting sick, and thank goodness they got better. So that's good. Yeah. Okay. You put number one Wonder Woman. So I put my Wonder Woman number two. So I
Yeah,
mean
we need to see more of her in the
these.
DCU because she's just a central character, and she obviously plays an important role in the DC universe. So
Yeah. I
I
mean.
don't see how.
I
So
mean.
there's no way she can't be part of whatever James Gunn and Peter Safran have going on.
No. Yeah, I agreed. I mean, at least we got like a Wonder Woman centric project, so that's a good thing. But it's a prequel, so we'll see.
Hmm.
But yeah. Uh. I don't know. I know you're not into that, but like, who's your favorite version of Wonder Woman? I'm kind of curious. Um.
My
Uh.
actually my favorite version of Wonder Woman was in Justice because it was really interesting to
Mm,
see her in a different light in
that's
terms
true.
of like following Superman's totalitarian
Yeah.
Superman's fascistic methods in trying to bring justice and order into the world.
Hmm.
Because I had never seen that side of her because she's usually like morally upstanding herself. So
Yeah.
that's my favorite version of her.
Okay. Okay. That's very cool. I mean, yeah, very like it's very like Flashpoint like version of Wonder Woman, right?
Right.
Like it's like we're in an Elseworld story, and it's very funny. Yeah, I can see why. Like I like her. I really like her more in the Injustice 2 game.
Mhm.
Especially with her costume. So yeah, I can see why. But yeah, I like your choice. I like that. That's cool. Because I don't know. You're very excited for her own game that's coming soon. I don't know when
Mhm.
they're gonna release it, but I hope they will like emanate some certain things in the Injustice games. But we'll see. My favorite version, will just go to the DCAU version of who was voiced by Susan Ensenberg. Like she's my like definitive version. Like, I mean, she's great. I love the reason that she's Wonder Woman, and like her reason actually cannot go back to Paradise Islands because she's exiled because she brought men into the island. Like that makes so much sense. Um, and yeah, and then like she flies. Like there's no like because it's weird with with like I love the DC. I love Gal Gadot's version, but like it's just weird that how we just made such a big deal of her flying, and it's like she's been flying in the comics, like flying the George
Yeah,
Perez run.
she has that ability. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
wouldn't be
it's
surprised.
it's just weird. So I appreciate we did that. Like also she used her like she doesn't use weapons. Like that's the thing with people, they don't like Wonder Woman using swords, which I kind of get. Like I don't get why she used swords. Like the fact that she has like the last sword of truth and the braces, the bulletproof braces. So and like you get that every time she uses. She doesn't use weapons. Just when it's necessary. Like when it's convenient, she will use a weapon, but not like all the time.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah, so I really like that. I don't know if you've seen the TV show, the Lynn Carter show. I see it. I actually finished like I saw the first season completely and I saw like second half of the second season. Like it's really good actually. Lynn Carter is a great version of Wonder Woman, and of course you saw her in the second film. She was the like Asteria from the post credit scene we got. So yeah, I don't know. You're seeing the Lynn Carter show or not. Um, but yeah. Anyway,
Nope, just only seen live action Wonder Woman and some comics.
all right. Well, that's true. Well, anyway, yeah, it's strange. I just got into it after the movie was successful. So, okay. So, and just like to wrap things off, with our like, so Wonder Woman was your number one. Um, I mean, I guess wrap things up. Is when we get to the male superheroes, like, is that going to be easier for you to make the list compared to
Yeah,
this?
yeah, I
Okay.
would say so.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely much easier.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because yeah, like there's, I mean, like, I, I know some of the DC heroines, but like it's far in between. Like some of them are like spin-offs from the main character, like Supergirl or Mary Marvel from the Shazam family. All that. But yeah. But yeah. Chris, thank you for again for joining me. I hope you enjoy
Thank
this
you.
podcast.
Thank you. I
So
had a nice time, and I definitely liked that we took the time to celebrate Women's History Month by ranking our top DC female characters.
yeah,
Uh,
I am shocked.
yeah, of
So
course. And like I said, I'm excited for these for the future of DC, and I really hope that James Gunn and Peter Safran know what they are doing.
hmm yeah,
Unfortunately, I am very disappointed that Shazam 2 did not do well in the box office. So I really hope that, The Flash really does well. And I've heard some good news about test screenings. Um,
yeah,
and as you mentioned earlier, the Blue Beetle trailer will be dropping tomorrow,
yes,
and
yeah.
and we're getting an introduction to that character, for seeing him in live action for the first time. So I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. Yep. Um, you know, we're we got what, three more movies left. So yeah. I mean, The Flash has been praised, and so far the the test screens that we heard from these certain like movies coming out, like this one has been the big positive one, which is shocking. What has been going on with this movie? It's like it's been, oh my god, 10 years, or I don't know how many, like since the 80s, like since the late 90s, they were trying to
Hmm.
get a Flash movie out of the ground. And then the DCU, they were trying to get this version of Ezra Miller movie off the ground for so many years, since 2014. So
Yeah, it
it's
was in
like,
development for at least 9 years, I think.
yes, that's right, 9 years. Yeah, yeah. Which is crazy. Oh my god, that's like how many years? Like it's been 9 years for me to do this YouTube, and it's like you just can't, like that's like how long I've been doing this for this YouTube channel. But yeah, oh my god, 9 years since they're trying to get this movie off the ground, and it's happening
Hmm.
soon. So yeah, but yeah, uh, yeah, I'm speechless. I got nothing to say. I really enjoyed making this list. It's been really fun, so that's good. And I think we kind of agree our next podcast will be another Andre's pop culture talk. Chris, we're going to discuss John Wick Chapter 4. I think that will be our next podcast.
Yep, that'll be a
Yeah,
good idea.
yeah, so I think it'd be great. Discuss that film in more in depth, and then discuss overall our love of this character John Wick and the franchise. Because oh my god, I just love this franchise. I'm gonna be sad not to see it again. But hey, we got spin-offs, so they're doing the right thing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so everyone, check out for that. Check out this podcast. Will be pretty much released around this week. If not, probably the following week, depending on my schedule. But anyway, look out for this podcast, and of course, our next podcast will be John Wick Chapter 4 Spoilercast on Andreas Pop Culture Talk. So, thank you everyone for listening to this podcast. Have a great, well, have a good night, and have a great weekend or something like
All right.
that.
Thank you.
uh,
Good night,
yep.
Andre.
You too, Chris. Thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you, man. All right, I'll see you soon.
Yep. season.